Dressed in jean shorts and tube socks, this new arrival is shivering as he and others are getting a good taste of a Chicago winter. There are about 280 migrants at the city's landing zone, packed into warming buses, waiting for shelter as the cold rain pours down.
Okay, so let's talk about what's going on in the great city of Chicago, the sanctuary city, the city where voters have put in power a bunch of left-wing activists who are running their city into the ground, not only with crime, not only with economics, not only with the cost of housing, but by bringing in tens of thousands of unvetted people from all over the world. We got people come from China, from Haiti, from Venezuela, Central America, Mexico, and they're all coming in, well, mostly coming in through the southern border. They come in, these people just have to come in, go to a border station. Back in the day, they used to have to duck the border agents. They used to have to try to hide out in the desert, swim across the Rio Grande in the spot where nobody could see them. But now, they intentionally find these agents, or they intentionally get caught just so they can say, hey, I'm an asylum seeker. They don't have to show proof. They don't have to be vetted. It doesn't have to be confirmed. You just have to have some illegal immigrant cross the southern border. And in some cases, not even illegal immigrants. It's just people crossing the border and then coming back saying that they're illegal immigrants, because what happens is they give them asylum and then they give them a check for over $2,000. So massive flaws in the system, loopholes being taken advantage of, but Chicago has been hit with tens of thousands of them, because the plan was to have these illegal immigrants come in and stay in Texas and Arizona and in California. That's how you get all these states to be blue in the long run. But Chicago talked all this crap. Leaders talked about how racist Governor Abbott, how racist the people in Texas are for not taking care of tens of thousands of legal immigrants, but now they have to deal with them. And something that I talked about months ago, I said, what the hell are these left-wing activists going to do in the wintertime when you have migrants sleeping in police stations, airports, on the streets, selling box out there, selling drugs, trying to thug and drug and stuff? What are you going to do in the Chicago winter? Y'all might get hit with a winter vortex. Well, these leftists, they don't pre-plan for anything. They acted as if the Chicago winter didn't exist until it actually came. And now we see what these Chicago migrants do, and what they do for these migrants in the wintertime is big. So we're going to look at this letter here that the Illinois governor sent after talking trash about Mayor Johnson, Brandon Johnson, Chicago. He threw Biden under the bus, and now he's resorted to begging Greg Abbott. So let's get into this letter here. Greg Abbott, the ongoing international migration crisis that our nation faces demands a strong, compassionate, and humane response. Now, keep in mind, this is coming from left-wing activists who had nothing at all to say when Texas was crying for years about the problems of this influx of illegal immigrants. Nobody gave a damn, especially these left-wing activists in Chicago and Illinois. They didn't care at all. But now they get hit with the problem. Now you want to write letters and talk about it as a crisis, compassion. No, I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. We agree that our nation needs immigration reform, but instead of advocating for that, you have chosen to sow chaos in an attempt to score political points. Well, hey, if he was trying to score political points, he scored them. Because Greg Abbott has done one of the greatest moves in Republican Party history, which is bring down Chicago and New York. Bring these two cities run into the ground by the Democrat leadership. Bring them to their knees. Expose them for being flaming hypocrites. You're now sending asylum seekers from Texas to the upper Midwest in the middle of the winter, many without coats, without shoes to protect them from the snow, to a city whose shelters are already overfilled with migrants. You sit here. Chicago's temperatures this weekend are forecast to drop below zero. Your callousness sending buses and planes full of migrants in this weather is now life-threatening to every one of the arrivals. Now, where was this energy when we talked about how these girls are being raped on the way up, how girls are being sold into slavery, how they are never seen again? They're probably on Epstein Island or even in Asia, China, somewhere. Who knows what happens? That when we're talking about they're finding fluid from men, from multiple men inside of teenage girls, how the mothers give these teenage girls birth control before they send them off to these coyotes. Where was that energy? When these boys, when these teenage boys are given bands, colored bands to show how much money and what cartel, how much money they owe and what cartel they work for. Where was that energy? But now all of a sudden, this is a humanitarian crisis. This is terrible. This is life-threatening. Hundreds of children's and families' health and survival are at risk due to your actions. We refuse to play your political game of exploiting the most vulnerable for the sake of culture wars and talking points. So now he wants to talk tough. He's trying to talk tough, but I don't know how you asking somebody for a favor, but then trying to talk crap to them at the same time. But let's continue. You seem to have no interest in working on bipartisan solutions to the border crisis because that will put an end to your cruel political game. But I'm now writing to you today hoping to appeal to your humanity. Whoa, didn't you just insult me? Now all of a sudden you appealing to my humanity? You just talked all this crap, but you're appealing to my humanity. But who wrote this for this man? An idiot. That's who wrote it. Over the coming days, Illinois will experience a dangerous winter storm and sub-zero temperatures. Didn't you know that? Didn't you think about that when you declared yourself to be a sanctuary state? When Chicago talked all this crap, said y'all are a sanctuary city, didn't y'all know that y'all have sub-zero temperatures? So again, don't come to me with this crap. I strongly urge you to stop sending people to Illinois in these conditions. You're dropping off asylum seekers without alerting us to their arrivals, just like when these coyotes sneak these people in, when Biden opens the border wide open, when Texas puts in their own barriers and then Biden sends the federal rallies down there to remove the barriers and let them in. Texas doesn't get an alert. So you're not getting one either. And in proper locations at all hours of the night, just like Texas gets it with them. So if you got a problem, y'all need to go bitch and cry to the DNC and Biden. But y'all afraid to do that because y'all might lose your money. You might get blackballed by the DNC if you did that. As we grapple with the existing challenges of your ongoing manufactured crisis, the next few days are a threat to the families and children you're sending here. I am pleading with you to at least pause these transports in order to save lives. Yeah, get off your knees, JB Pritzer. Stop begging because it ain't going to happen. Because, again, where was this energy when we asked you for help? What was this energy? You ignored us and called us bigots. You said we were racist. So I guess you're racist. JB Pritzer, you're trying to deny immigrants from coming into the state of Illinois, from coming into Chicago and claiming that it's cold? You must be a racist bigot. There is so much more that needs to be done by the federal government to provide aid to asylum seekers and to secure the border. I understand that the border crisis is untenable for border states. Illinois and all other states, especially Texas, ought to lobby Congress immediately to vote for bipartisan immigration reform. Oh, so now you want to work with us. I don't believe you. Sounds like the words of a liar. A lying sack of shit is what JB Pritzer is. You're just trying to say this so we can stop sending the migrants up there. No. While action is pending at the federal level, I plead with you for mercy for the thousands of people who are powerless to speak for themselves. Please, while winter is threatening vulnerable people's lives, suspend your transports and do not send more people to our state. But y'all got it, right? Don't y'all have heaters up there in Chicago? I mean, what's up? You acting like these people out there sleeping on the snow. Oh, they are. That's your fault, JB Pritzer and Brandon Johnson, and of course the left-wing voters who continue to put sacks of shit like you in power. So, if it's so cold, hey, put them in somewhere with a heater. Oh, you ain't got no money? Hey, pull it out your ass then. We're asking you to help prevent additional deaths. We should be able to come together in a bipartisan fashion to urge Congress to act, but right now we are talking about human beings and their survival. I hope we can at least agree to saving lives right now. Sincerely, a lying sack of shit. So, we got JB Pritzer over here begging. We got migrants out here in the cold, in the snow. They got kicked out the police station. I showed that video a little while ago where that police captain or whatever she was, she went in there ruthless, man. She like, look, get your crap because it's stinking in here. Y'all got sleeping bags, dirt. We got roaches in the police station now. Get your crap and get out. So, hey, put them in a hotel. Build some houses for them. Didn't you say that Republicans can just wave a magic wand and make housing appear out of nowhere? Make these jobs appear out of nowhere? Didn't you say that they can do that? And if they didn't, they were bigots? Well, it's your turn. Wave a magic wand and build houses out of nowhere. Print money out of thin air. Oh, you can't do it. So you've been exposed as a hypocrite, not wanting these migrants to come up. But that's the letter from JB Pritzer, Governor of Illinois, a hypocrite, just like Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, and two guys who are afraid to confront Joe Biden, to truly confront Joe Biden and DNC on what they're doing with this wide open border. If you really wanted to do something about this, Texas just sent the National Guard down there against the federales to stop the federales from keeping this border wide open. Why don't you send the Illinois National Guard down there to join Texas and help them fight against the federales? Not physically fight against them, but, you know, put a stop to what the federales are doing and letting these immigrants in. Oh, you're not going to do that. So shut the hell up. Let me know what you guys think about this. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.